Good morning, afternoon, or evening, everyone. Today, I'm going to be covering the new Tier 10 special coal ship, the Commonwealth Brisbane. As you can see, it looks very similar to a Minotaur, and I'll explain why shortly, and I'll explain similarities and differences as well. So this is the Brisbane. I believe it's Australian. Of course, Brisbane is in Australia, of course. Um, so it will be available. Let me just get this out of the way. It's going to be available part of a unique campaign along with Commander Matilda Kelly that involves the Armory and the web campaign. It says here, and she will also be available for coal later in the Armory. So I don't believe it's going to be available for coal straight away, but I believe you're going to be able to get it later on for coal. But yeah, do I know the exact price for the coal? No, it's not mentioned. And no, I don't know how this campaign is gonna start or how it's gonna work, but I'm sure information will come along the way shortly. I will make an announcement in a community announcement in the community section on the YouTube channel or something, or maybe a Discord announcement so you guys can understand how you're gonna be able to get the Brisbane, etc. But anyway, so this is the Brisbane, of course. Before I start off the review, I would like to tell you, of course, thank you for 11,000 subscribers, guys. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. And if you haven't subscribed already, I would greatly appreciate it, guys, because it does help me out a lot. It helps out the algorithm, of course. And of course, if you do enjoy the video or my channel in general, do leave a like and maybe a comment. It does help the algorithm, especially on a small channel like mine. But otherwise, here we are for the Brisbane. I think we should start off with the Armour Layout here. Of course, I actually want to bring Minotaur up as well, so we can compare both. I'm actually going to compare Brisbane and Minotaur right before the match, so I guess I can do that later. But so for the armor layout, we have 16mm armor, 16 deck armor, 16 side, and 16 aft. So pretty much all 16. And for the deck here, or sorry, the citadel here, you have, of course, the same as Minotaur, Giga Gigantic Citadel. You have to be careful because you can get smashed in this thing. For my commander, which I'm going to be running, I'm going to have Last Stand, Incoming Fire Alert. I'm going to have Fill the Tubes, Adrenaline Rush, Concealment Expert, Superintendent, Survivability Expert, and Radio Location. And for equipment, I'm going to have Main Battery Mod 3, Concealment System Mod 1, Steering Gears Mod 1, Aiming System Mod 1, Surveillance Radar Mod 1, and Main Armaments Mod 1. And for the Camouflage, which is available for the Brisbane, you have this one, and you have an alternate Camouflage, which looks like this. I personally prefer the normal one myself, so I'm going to be using that one, of course. But yeah, I think we should cover the ship characteristics and differences to Minotaur right now. So if you want to skip to the game, you can totally do that. I'll keep the video chaptered for you guys. All you'll have to do is go down on the YouTube thing and you can just skip to game 1 or whatever. But yeah, so this is the Brisbane. 1 second, let me just do this. Cruisers, there you go. So let's take a look at the ship characteristics for Brisbane, and then we can compare the differences with Minotaur. So for survivability, we have 47,800 HP with a 13% torpedo protection damage reduction. For main guns, we have 10 main guns, same layout as Minotaur, except your reload is significantly slower than Minotaur's at 4.4 seconds. Minotaur, of course, goes down to like 2.8 with reload mode, I believe. And this is actually 4.4. So it's quite slower. It's 1.6 seconds slower than Minotaur. You have 15.8 kilometer gun range. But most importantly, you're noticing here, it has HE, which Minotaur doesn't. Now, the AP is not improved AP or anything. Not like Minotaur AP. But the HE is, well, you have HE, right? So Minotaur doesn't have HE. So you can deal with angled targets a bit better in the Brisbane because you can light them on fire. The fire chance, by the way, being 10%. That's without IFHE. The next is torpedoes. We have 13.5 kilometer torps, so super long range torps, 65 knots, decent speed, 1.3 detection, not too bad, 16.7k damage, so not bad. But most importantly, you get 10 per side. Minotaur gets 8 per side and they're 10 kilometer torps, and they go slower. So yeah, I mean, they are better torps on the Brisbane, that's for sure. They are actually really good torps, to be fair. Airstrike, you do have airstrike, I guess, which is surprising because Minotaur gets depth charges. So, I mean, honestly, I enjoy the fact that it has airstrike because it allows you to deal with submarines a bit more, obviously, because you don't have to drive over the submarine. But I'm just a bit confused why Minotaur gets ship-based ASW whilst Brisbane gets air-based ASW. I am completely I have no idea what to say. I'm flabbergasted. I don't know what's going on. AA defense. It's Minotaur AA, I believe, so it's pretty much decent, I guess. It's okay. It's not too bad, I guess. It should be pretty reasonable. Maneuverability, you go 35.2 knots. That is with a speed flag, of course. So not too bad, I guess. You have 750 meter rudder shift time. Just same stats as Minotaur. And then for concealment, you have 9.8 detection. Whilst Minotaur with the build has... That's not accurate, is it? Yeah, okay, now it's accurate. 9.0. So Minotaur has 9.0. Brisbane has 9.8. So you do have 0.8 worse detection. But there is a difference here being you can't mount smoke on the Brisbane compared to Minotaur. But what you do have is a 12-kilometer radar, which doesn't last a long duration. It only lasts 24 seconds with the radar mod. But you can, of course, put this consumable on, which gives you 10% more time, which puts it up to 26 seconds. I don't think it's worth 2 skill points to get it up to 26 seconds, but that's always up to you. So yeah, we have a 24-second radar. Of course, you could take Hydro mode to extend the Hydro if you want instead. So it's very short duration radar, but it's long range. So it's not meant to, for example, just smash something. It's more meant to for information gathering, see where destroyers are in general, see what's going on, see what, you know, maybe helping your battleships out to see what where they need to angle, etc. Unlike, for example, Minotaur's radar, where if you do run radar Minotaur, it's very long duration, it's 40 seconds. You can, of course, increase that with this. Whoa. Yeah, so you can get quite a long duration radar if you wanted to. But yeah, keep in mind you don't have smoke on the Brisbane, so it's basically like a radar Minotaur. Except you're kind of a bit worse than radar Minotaur in some ways, but you also have better torps, so you can, you know, deal with that a bit better. Plus you have HE, which is super nice against angled destroyers. But I think that's enough of me blabbing on and on. I think we should get into the game in the Brisbane. Alright, so here we are on Shatter. I don't know why the enemy team isn't loading, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, I'm gonna feature... One of the games I'll feature is a replay here. This is... I think... It's actually my first game I played in it. And there was a lot of team play and stuff, which I want to showcase because it really shows the strengths of team play with the Brisbane. So if you're going to play it in a div with a smoke person, it's going to be really good. Of course, here I wasn't in a division. But yeah, this is randoms, by the way. It's 12v12. It's just the top. I don't know what's going on. The replay's bugged, I guess. But as you can see, here's the enemy team, of course, on the right-hand side. But yeah, we'll be shooting them shortly, I guess. So let's skip forward here so we can actually see the game. Okay, so I radar quickly. There's a submarine here, and I'm asking my Sherman here, my random Sherman, and this Sherman is gonna be really useful to us this game, by the way. He's really nice. I complimented him, and you'll see why. He played like pretty much a complete support role. I was very surprised because this is a completely random player, and it really helped the game, like, I guess, progress well, and we did end up winning, obviously. Well, not obviously, but it's because of his strength, basically. And I just wanted to showcase that. And you'll see later on. But he does smoke us up here, which is super nice. We did radar, of course. We just caught things. But not really much is going to happen when you radar in the Brisbane, of course. Because it's so short duration. Now, if you have a backup radar with the Brisbane, in where you first get the initial short duration radar to see what's going on with the Brisbane. And then you have a backup, for example, Moskva long duration radar or something, where you can keep that thing spotted, you know, for certain you can radar it, you know. It could be useful for that, right? It can be pretty fun. Now, there's a submarine here, and this is where the airbase ASW becomes really useful, right? Over the island. If I was in Minotaur, I wouldn't be able to do anything to the submarine right now because, well, it's ship-based ASW on the Minotaur. But yeah, as you can see, we're able to use HE, which is super nice. We get some damage on the submarine, which is also nice. We actually end up killing him, which is awesome. And there's a Venezia here. We're gonna start engaging in combat. I'm trying HE 4K, not bad, pretty good HE damage, to be honest. And I'm gonna try some AP just to mix and just to try out different shell types, you know, see what's going on. So we get 6K with AP, which is still really good. Remember, the reload is way worse than Minotaur. So of course with Minotaur, if you're going for straight up DPM, you're gonna have a way better time for sure. But as you can see, the reload is still pretty playable. It's not like it's unplayable. 4.4 seconds. And of course with AR it's gonna get buffed slightly. And if you take top grade gunner, it would be buffed right now. But I don't take top grade gunner on a Brisbane or a Minotaur, to be honest, because the concealment's so good, etc. But you could if you wanted to. It's always up to you. Now we're just trying to analyze the situation, see what we're gonna do. But I think we should try kill this Venezia, basically. I would say that's probably what we want to do. We're up to 75k damage in 4 minutes, which isn't too bad, to be honest. We got another fire on the Venezia. He seems to be burning quite well. I think he's going to probably die. I mean, I know this already because I played this game yesterday. But, you know. Yeah, up to 85k damage right now. Now, there is a Montana here. And I'm gonna do the greedy maneuver of trying to open water it. When, well, I didn't really have to be honest. But I kind of wanted to for the fun, I guess. Of the risk is what makes it fun, right? Clueless. But we're gonna engage this Montana, which means we probably are gonna take quite a lot of damage. Maybe not the first salvo, but maybe the second, third, 16th salvo. Who knows? But yeah, we're trying to get some damage. And we get a fire. He instantly DCPs, of course, because that's what you do when you get set on fire once, guys. You instantly DCP. So, you know. But, yeah, he's getting a bit far away. The guns are very arcy, so floaty. So you do have to keep that in mind. He does shoot us here. I get a bit distracted with my shell, so I'm going to take some damage. And we do take 23,000 damage. So that's quite a lot of damage. We have to be quite cautious. But now we're dark, so we're chilling. I don't know why I'm not shooting here. I don't know why I wasn't shooting here. I don't know. I think I have shots on the Marco. Maybe not, because he's getting behind the island. Yeah, probably. But I'll shoot the Georgia. Maybe we can finish him off. I don't know. Maybe. Right now we have 2 deaths to 2 kills on the team, so it's not an over game. Like, we're not winning guaranteed. We do have the cap control, which is super nice. Now, this is a miracle how I didn't get dev struck here. But don't play like this, guys. Trust me, it's dangerous, man. Like, it's suicide. I don't know why or how I live there, but I did. Okay, it's kind of like a miracle, I guess. We're gonna try kill the Georgia here. Shouldn't be too hard. He's dead. Not us, but our Sherman kills him, which is good. And now we're gonna engage the Marco Polo, who is slightly broadside, so I might actually switch to AP here to try it out again. See what we can do. The reload, if you do play a lot of Minotaur, you're gonna notice the reload being way slower than Minotaur. But if you play something like a Worcester, for example, the reload isn't that much slower. So you maybe could be more used to it. But if you're playing like a Minotaur or something, you are gonna feel quite a big reload disadvantage on this ship. That I would say was probably one of the main downsides to Minotaur. Also the fact that your radar, if you're gonna be running radar, is short duration radar, but it's long range radar, which I guess makes up for it. Doesn't really make up for it, to be honest. It's more of like a spot radar than a use case like Giga radar. But you can still get use out of the radar. Let's say you're close to a smoke and you know there's a Minotaur inside it, or you know there's something inside it, you can smash it. You can radar. You can kill it very easily, to be honest. Or if you have teammates, you know, you can support them with a radar from long range, which is super nice. But the main advantage you're seeing over Minotaur in this ship is the torpedoes. Like, okay, and the HE. Those are the 2 biggest things. The HE and the torpedoes. The torpedoes, even though I don't get to use them much this game, I'll get to use them a bit later in this game. They are really good. I'm actually going to skip forward a bit here because there's nothing happening right now. Alright, so we radared out to Montana just to see what he's doing. To see what he's doing is just, you know, so he doesn't sneak up on us, I guess. Because if we walk into him, we could die. I'm going to try get behind this island and try arc over it. See if we can get any damage. I think we can get pretty reasonable damage here. We're going to torp in that direction because we know the Montana is moving in Y direction. Try to output some damage. But yeah, as I was saying, the torpedoes are the main advantage over Minotaur in this thing. Obviously as well the HE. But the torpedoes are pretty good. Like 13.5 kilometer torps. They're not slow torps either. They're 65 knots. They're very usable torps. And your concealment is 9.8. So you have pretty crazy stealth torps. And like I said, I'm kind of repeating myself, but I mean they're definitely usable. But yeah, we're just waiting for spotting, I guess. We have to be careful. We're gonna ask our Sherman to use another smoke screen there, so maybe we can sneak inside it and we can farm the Montana or something. Our Sherman has been a wonderful player, man. I complimented him. I mean, it's just incredible how he supported us this game, and that's kind of what I wanted to show this replay as well. Not just because, well, of course it was a decent game, I guess. For one, it was my first game in Brisbane, but also we had this very nice team man, which very much shows the use case of teammates, basically, and how useful they can be when they do help you out with smokes, etc., you know? And if you have, for example, a div mate, you're going to play with a div mate and randoms with a smoke. You can see the strength of the Brisbane with, well, smoke, right? It's pretty much a smoke Minotaur with HE, and of course worse DPM in general. But you also have radar, of course, if you're in a div with a smoke bots or something. Remember, this thing does not get smoke itself. You have to keep in mind, okay? It does not get smoke itself. But I think it's pretty fair, because if it actually did get smoke itself, I think it would be way too strong, to be honest. I mean, imagine if it could smoke for itself. Like, forget the radar. Like, okay, the radar. Like, the radar is a bit weak. Like, that. Like, it's not bad, but it's usable. But if you had the smoke screen, you would obviously run the smoke screen, because it'd be better than the radar, probably. And the thing is, you can farm a lot of damage. It'd be like a small lens, like, type, you know? Of course, with worse DPM, but you have better penetration, remember, when small lens studs. And we did get 2 torps on the Montana, which is super nice. We're gonna try output some damage. Try to get to our 200k mark would be the goal. I tried to shoot this mines. I kind of dug it, to be honest. I don't think I mean, I missed, so I don't think I should have shot him, I guess. Or just aimed better, I guess, forehead. But then I was like, I'll switch back to the Montana, you know. I guess. And we did. We did switch back to the Montana. And the Montana gets torped again. That's a perma flood. And we... Do we get him? No, our Albemarle gets to kill him. That's good too. We're gonna turn around and we're gonna go northward. We're gonna try fight the Anhalt and Haaland before the game ends. We'll see.
Victory is in sight.
Alright, here we are fighting the Anhalt in a boss fight. We want 5k damage, guys, because we do want our 200k damage mark. Of course, it's a pretty good number, you know, 200k. We always like having high calibers, 200ks, whatever. It could be pretty fun for us to do that. There's not much to say, really. It's the end of the game, I guess. But yeah, that's pretty much the Brisbane. It can be a pretty strong ship. Of course, this game was very unique in terms of us being able to get smoke from our teammate, which is super nice. But yeah, that's pretty much the game. 201k. So I'm just gonna skip till the end and we can take a look at the score. Alright, so for personal score, we ended up doing 203,000 damage, not too bad. 438 shell hits, 2 torps, 3 kills, 13 fires, 3 floods. And we got first blood and high caliber for our achievements, which is super nice. For team score, we ended up doing 2.6k base XP, which is top of our team. So not too bad overall. I did compliment our Sherman. He was definitely very generous in his smoke screens. And I guess he did donate his own personal game just to help us. So I really do thank the Sherman for helping us out. For detailed report, we did 50k to the Venezia, which is quite a lot. Marco Polo, we did 26k to. Submarine, we did 12k to. Montana, we did 84k to. Georgia, 20k. And then some chip damage on the Anhalt and Haaland. Damage received, 31,000, because we were pretty much almost dark the entire game. HE damage, 96k. AP damage, 31k. Torpedoes, 27k damage. And of course, we have 35k from fires, which is super nice. And we have 2k from floods. That's pretty cool. And for credits and XP, we got 683,000 credits, 11,000 XP, 1,000 free XP, and 14,000 commander XP. Alright, so for my commander build, once again, I have Last Stand, Incoming Fire Alert, Fill the Tubes, AR, RPF, Concealment Expert, Superintendent, and Survivability Expert. You could, of course, remove Radio Location and take better torp damage. You could take potentially IFHE if you really want to. You could take Demo Expert and longer radar duration. There's a few things you could take, but I believe this is a mixed bag. Like, this is a decent build, I would say. RPF allows you to kind of know where the targets are if you're going to radar them, etc. For my equipment, I'm running Main Battery Mod 3, Concealment System Mod 1, Steering Gears Mod 1, Aiming System Mod 1, Surveillance Radar Mod 1, and Main Armaments Mod 1. You could, of course, take Torpedo Tubes Mod 1 for faster torpedoes, and you could take the 1-point skill for faster torps as well, I believe. So you could get actually quite decently fast torps, which could be good for you. You could also take Torpedo Tubes Reload if you really want to. You could spec this ship for torps if you really want to. There's no downside, I guess, in that. But I personally prefer the gun build like I'm running. Otherwise, of course, as we said, it's going to be available in a web campaign. I don't know the details of it. When the details come out, I'll post it on Discord. I'll post it in the community section of my YouTube channel. Like I said, guys, that's pretty much it. In terms of do I recommend this ship? Well, I don't know how much coal it's going to be for. But since it's coal, it's actually a pretty reasonable ship. I quite enjoy it, actually. I think it's pretty good overall. I think it can be pretty fun. If you do already have a radar Minotaur, maybe there are some upsides and downsides like I talked about previously, where maybe you need to look into it a bit more, maybe think about it. You know, maybe coal isn't a resource you have a lot of. You know, maybe in that case, just think about it a bit more. Just take it slow. You know, there's no rush in trying to get every ship in WoWs, guys. At the end of the day, you can take your time. You can analyze it. You can say, hey, should I get this? Should I not? Right? Personally, for me, I actually quite enjoy this ship. I'm going to be playing it way more, of course, on stream. If you would like to join, the link will be in the description below, of course. Otherwise, that's pretty much it. And if you enjoyed the video, guys, and if you do enjoy my channel, I would really appreciate a subscription, guys, and a like or a comment on the YouTube video as well. It would really help out the channel a lot. And of course, thank you so much for all the support you've given me over the years, guys. I really do appreciate it a lot. On Twitch, on YouTube, etc. I know I've been posting a bit less regularly on YouTube right now. I started my last semester of my 3rd year at university. It's my last stretch, basically, home run. So there's quite a lot of work, but we're getting through it. I will be posting more, of course, in summer, etc. But right now, I'm trying to just post as regularly as I can, which sometimes could be 3 times a week. Sometimes it's once a week. But this is the way kind of it has to be right now. But I promise in the future I will be posting more content, of course. I mean, it's not like I haven't posted in 10 years. It's been 8 days. And before that, I was posting every 2 days. So it's not too bad. But you know, there will be more content coming, guys. So I would appreciate the sub, guys. Of course, links for the Discord, Instagram, etc. are in the description below if you would like to follow those. I post photos of real life on my Instagram if you're interested in that, of course. But that's pretty much it, guys. I will see you in the next video, and I hope you enjoyed this Brisbane review.